And good morning, everybody. What a beautiful day it is. Your sunshine right here, Sunshine's Corner. Hopefully you have, there's no hopeful in it. I know that your day started off on a positive note. Let me welcome you into the hottest spot in town. This is a place where you can talk about a conversation that you don't usually get, but it's a safe place where you can have that conversation. As always, I want to invite you and everybody to tell somebody. If you want to be a part of the most informative show on the Gulf Coast, you got it right here. And we reach out every single day to try our very best to keep you informed on things that are beneficial for you and the entire community. And today is not any different. We're going to do the same. Let me invite you as well to be a part of the conversation. 850-432-7768. You can call or text and be a part of it. I try my best to be that link for you that's going to be positive, that's going to be uplifting, and certainly going to keep you informed. Thank you as always. Ardelia, you've got your cup of coffee and you got it tuned in. I know you do. Thank you for watching. But today we've got a conversation, a place that I think that's so needed here in Pensacola. I try my best, my dear friends, to keep you up on the things that important to bettering the community, because every day we should struggle to do something more positive than we did the day before. And today we've got Mr. Robert Johnson. He's in with me today, and he's going to be talking with about SOSA, and that is survivors of substance abuse. Now that is a great topic that we need to cover. And I want to say thank you for getting up early and finding me down here, although I talk you around the corner and around the corner. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning. Good morning, Sunshine, and good morning, Pensacola. I am grateful and elated to be here on this morning to share with Pensacola and about what SOSA is doing in the community and surrounding areas.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes. And guys, I've been talking with him off camera because he's got some great things going. And as a matter of fact, I did not know that you had been in existence for 15 years.
15 years.
15 years?
Yes, we were founded in 2009.
Get out.
Yes. Sure.
That's a long time.
It's been a long struggle, but God has carried us through.
But you know what? It's such a needed, it's so needed in our community. I have to be honest with you, okay?
It is, Sunshine. This is something that affects everyone. No one can honestly say with a clear conscience, this doesn't affect them.
That's right.
If it's not our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, our aunts, our uncles, our neighbors, our co-workers, we drive down the street every day and we have no idea who's under the influence that's driving next to us.
Wow.
Yes.
I mean, check that. But you know, even now, I'm hearing the things I've never heard of. I mean, these kind of drugs that's out there now.
Yes.
It's like,
yes.
It is so.
The drugs of today is not the drugs of yesterday.
No, it's not.
So a lot of times when we did drugs back when we were kids, curious, exploring with different drugs, we would know what we're getting.
Right, but
today, you don't know what you're getting. You think you're buying one thing and it could be something, it could be laced with something else. That's the reason for so many overdoses today.
Oh my goodness. But listen, let's tell everybody what SOSA stands for.
Well, SOSA stands for Survivors of Substance Abuse. We seek to provide help to those that are struggling with substance abuse. Now, our goal is to help prevent drug use here in the community. How do we do that?
Took the words off my lips.
Yes, how do we do that? We do that by reaching out to our younger generation, letting them know that it's not doing drugs and alcohol is not the it factor when it comes to celebrating or having a good time in life. We should teach our younger generation as well as our older generation.
But some of them into it too.
That's right, that we should not settle for being an ordinary statistic and that we should not allow history to repeat itself.
Right.
By we continuing to think or feel that it's okay to be drunk or high in public, and to begin to teach our younger generation that education is the way, and that being an entrepreneur, or if you don't want to go to college, that a trade may be the way, or if not a trade, focus on a permanent employment with benefits.
Absolutely. Yes. But you know what, I want to say this to everybody, because you know, I keep hearing this resonating in my thought process over and over and over. We are going to tell you about things that you don't get to hear every day.
Absolutely.
We're not going to be afraid to talk about the things that may put you in a state to say, I'm okay with this, I got this. But I think when a person says that, now Robert, until you can acknowledge the fact that you got a problem.
Yes.
You got to acknowledge that fact to get the help. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I don't think we should be so lenient. But let me tell you what helps me, what makes me quiver, Robert. I hate the smell of it.
Right.
When I'm walking and I tell everybody, if I walk past sometime a group of people, I get a contact high. I hate that.
Yes.
And it's so free. Back in the day, it wasn't like that.
And it's become so recreational to younger generation think it's okay to do it in public.
And everywhere.
This in our day and time when we were coming up, this was found to be very disrespectful.
Yeah.
And this was unheard of, to be out in public doing drugs. And we have gotten so comfortable with the new age and the new generation of things. It's okay for, I think Facebook and Instagram, all of these modern technologies, they're great in its place. But let's not get away from sitting down one-on-one with our children, with our younger generation, letting them know that, hey, I want to show you, not just tell you or let you read it on Instagram or Facebook. I want to let you know what's good and what's bad. We need to get back to that.
Right.
Instead of always relying upon the social media and different things.
You can't find a younger person that walks around if this thing's not in their hand.
Absolutely.
It's in their hands and it's like this. You talking to me? You get it?
Yes.
That's how it is. And I think it's disrespectful too.
Yes.
I really do. Especially when you're at home. If you're at home, sit there, put the thing away.
Yes.
Give it a rest.
And that's why we focus on things that SOSA has to offer to the community. And by the way, I want to thank you for giving me this platform and this opportunity to share with Pensacola and surrounding areas what God is doing in the lives of individuals that are coming through SOSA. We have men's transitional program. We have substance use disorder groups. We also have emotional intelligence. We connect them to GED.
Really?
We connect them to finance literacy. We also have clinical. We connect them to clinical and mental health services, and we do many things in the community to let them know, like food, nutritional. Eating right goes along with being healthy and sober, and also the daily scheduling of their lives.
Right.
Yes.
But so you're not going to get them there and don't give them a tool to go out and work with.
Absolutely. And our program is not just for 90 days. It's 9 months to a year or longer if needed. If need be.
And let's get this. Let's understand this. You supply a housing for some people, right?
Yes, we can house up to 15 at a time.
Get out of here.
And these 15, they are required to have a bank account.
Okay.
They have to give financial reports once a month. If they're going to make large purchases, they need to seek counsel with the chaplains or either the counselor that's on board to see if this logical purchase that
so
they're
you're
making.
Educating
them to be responsible, teaching them logical spending and how to be self-sufficient. So when they re-enter society, that they will be prepared to be productive citizens.
So when you get people there, you said they got a bank account, so you're going to teach them not how to spend their money on the drug, to do things that's going to be
to get away from the life of just throwing away money and
$200 tennis shoes.
Right, and show them the value of spending money and saving money and building a future for themselves.
Right.
And some of them have never had bank accounts. Some of them have never had their own place before. We're going to teach them to, by the end of their tenure at the SOSA house, they will have a bank account, they'll have a savings account, they have their first month's rent, down deposit, and even a reserve.
Oh, really?
In order to, when they do transition and move on, that they won't be stuck in case they lose their job. They'll have a reserve fund to feed off of until they can find another job and to keep them stable. We teach them how to cope with everyday lives, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. They must be go to chapel at 7 a.m. They Bible study on Wednesday. They must be in a church body of their choice on Sunday. Teaching them to have goals, set goals, and have to know where they're going, have a destination, have a plan. Because idle mind,
yes, sir,
is a devil's workshop.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Is it just men?
Well, we only house men, but we do render services to women as well.
Oh, really?
Yes, we serve women and men. We have resources for women. Short of sex offenders whom we do not house, but we do give resources to as well. We try not to turn anyone away. We can't house everyone, but we house men, but we do give resources to sex offenders, and we give resources to women as well.
Okay, when you say you give resources to sex offenders, how you find out? What, they got to tell you the background, or you run a background? Or?
Well, we run a background.
Okay.
And we also run them through the registry.
Okay.
And to make certain that, because we have to know who we're dealing with, because we want to protect not only our people in the SOSA house, but the people in the community as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So how can a person, let's say if somebody wanted to get involved with SOSA? You
can go to our website, sosapensacola.org. And there is a website there. You can read all about us and how we become about, how we came about, and what we're doing in the community, and how we can be a help to you if you are facing some of these issues.
Okay, let's say I'm a person, I'm all strung out. I don't have anybody I can talk to. How am I going to find you?
You can call. You can reach me at area code 850-619-5450.
Okay.
And I will be ready and waiting to assist. I will do an initial screening. And from there, I will refer them to the intake specialists, where we will move forward to render services and aids to them in the best way possible.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, what we're talking about is SOSA. And what we're trying to get you to understand is there's help in the community. Because I think I'm so focused on this area because I'm finding out things since I started this show that there's such a need here in our area.
Great need.
I did not realize the impact that's going on, and if it takes me being repetitive to get this message out, so to let people know that there's help, then that is exactly what we're going to do. Because sometimes you got to hear something 3 or 4 times before it stick. But with the the statistics that I've been reading on with drugs and how it's overtaking our youth, and our adults as well. You hear something every day about an issue with that. Where I think also with the younger people, I think this is just me from seeing things that I have seen, whereas they are putting that before their education. They're doing this before they think that little buzz that they're getting. God, I don't see how you can walk around all day with something controlling how I feel.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And don't forget, 75 to 80% of individuals that are incarcerated are due to some type of substance abuse.
Really?
Absolutely. And we have to, this is a new day, and we should be doing a new thing. We can't do what we did yesterday, today. Because there's so many more things out there to get us. You know what I'm saying? There's so many more diseases, so many more platforms that we didn't have when we were coming up. So now it's important that we realize that we're not dealing with yesterday's generation. And we must think of new ways, new ideas, and new protocols to come in and find a way to help make this a better community.
Do you think that with all the shootings that we see here and all the lives that are being taken, is that dealing with, you think it's substance abuse into that?
Oh, it's such a high percentage of substance abuse that's involved in all these gun violence and violence in general. Because a lot of things we wouldn't do or say or even act on if we weren't under the influence.
So that gives you that liquid courage.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get away from here.
Absolutely. And
ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, Robert is talking about some things that I think we need to be.
After your thought.
I think that what we got to do is allow him the opportunity to be that beacon of help that we certainly need, and don't deny it when you know it's there. Please.
Absolutely.
We're going to come back and talk with Robert Johnson about more with SOSA, because we got much more to cover because it's utterly important. I want to encourage you as well to be a part of this conversation. Let me hear from you. What are you thinking about the drug addiction that's taken over our city? 850-432-7768. Come back with us right here, Sunshine's Corner on Blab TV.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
There are many reasons someone may need in-home care, whether it may be respite care, them recovering from surgery, or having a chronic condition. Having someone dedicated and reliable is imperative. Supplemental Support Care Services was created to provide to those who are in need with quality care that they deserve in the home. Taking it a step further, our main goal is to ensure that Supplemental Support Care Services is where the love and care is top priority.
And welcome back to the hottest spot in town. This is Sunshine's Corner. Hopefully your day is going well. And let me remind you now, if you don't get the opportunity to watch this show this morning, I always have it coming back in the afternoon at 6 o'clock, so you can be a part of the show that way as well. We're talking with Mr. Robert Johnson with, what is this now? SOSA, Survivors of Substance Abuse.
Absolutely.
And we were talking off camera about some things that you did even last year, and that
Yes.
now you've been in a physical location now for what, 2 years?
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
A year and a half, but we've been in existence for 15 years.
Right.
Yes.
So that's a good thing, because I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Oh, you
yes.
see, but birds, come on, let's get this word out there.
Absolutely.
But talk about some of the things and the lives and the services that you've already touched.
Okay. We have, like I say, we can house up to 15 guys at a time. They have a daily schedule, chapel at 7 a.m. Some of our guys go out to work. Some of them are, we have guys from 17 all the way up to 74. What? And absolutely. Substance abuse does not have a name. It does not have an age, or it don't pick a nationality on age or any type of gender. It just grabs anyone that's not focused.
Thank you.
And my dad used to always tell me, and I can't talk without mentioning him, he said, if you leave your home without a plan or a destination, you'll end up anywhere.
Come on
and
now.
I've always remembered that. And I instilled that in my clients, I let them know at night when everything is quiet, you can hear the crickets. Get you a piece of paper and a pen. Write down your agenda for the next day. Write down what you need to accomplish from morning to night.
Right.
That way you have a plan. You have a plan. When you leave the house, when you leave SOSA House or when you transition to your own home, whenever you leave, have a destination. Know where you're going, have a plan. And you're gonna make it there and you'll come back. If anything try to sidetrack you, wait, I have a plan, I have a destination, and I must complete it.
Absolutely.
And come back.
Absolutely.
And this because we're not always, everyone has a different season and a different thing going on. So we're not all on the same level.
Right.
So some of our clients are far more advanced than others. Some of them can go out and breathe with ease, but others are not quite there yet.
They really got to get the help. Everybody, we're talking with Mr. Robert Johnson.
Yeah,
He
you
is.
can call me Rob.
Okay.
Everybody call me Rob.
Okay, Rob. This is Mr. Robert, aka Rob Johnson, with the SOSA House, Survivors of Substance Abuse.
Yes.
And I can't thank you enough for coming in to share what you do.
Thank you.
Because this is just a tidbit of what you really do.
Yes.
But I like the fact of something you just said, having a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, if you don't know something, you'll fall for anything.
Right.
And I see that's the same thing. I can tell that our foundation of priorities are somewhat the same.
Yes.
We were both
absolutely.
raised in that era, whereas there is a foundation that's strong and not so lenient as it is today. I think with me, and don't take this the wrong way, my dear friends, but I strictly believe this. If we had more structure, if we had more foundation of saying, I'm the parent,
Absolutely.
you're the child, I think that would be better.
Yes.
Now, my kids don't come to me with that. I don't care.
Right.
You may be grown, but I'm much growner.
Absolutely.
I'm a little bit more. But I think that also comes with respect.
Yes.
I would never go to my parents and say what I'm not going to do.
Right.
I think if we put the foundation, I'm a strong believer if you got a strong foundation, your side's going to stand up.
Let's talk about that.
Come on now.
Because I was raised in a two-parent home.
Me too.
Church on Sunday was a must.
No doubt, you had to go.
If you didn't want to go to church, you had to get out.
Amen. You were going to stay in this house.
So we're going to church. We weren't taught to just go to church. My parents went to church with us. They didn't just send us. And we had to know what the subject was. And at the dinner table after church, we had to all discuss, communicate together what the message was about. And I thank God for that, because today, 27 years before God healed and delivered me, that's what brought me in. I thought about something my mother told me many years ago. She said, Robbie, when all has failed and your pockets are thin, and all the friends that you thought you had, they can't be found.
That's right.
Stop looking around and look up.
Amen.
And that's what lured me back in.
I got you.
When I went astray.
Right.
Was being raised in the right way. And you know the Bible speaks of that. Raise a child in the...
Train up a child the way he should go. When he's old, he won't depart from it.
There you go. So that's what brought me in. And I thank God for my parents. When I think of my dad, I think great. He taught us to not just be ordinary, but try to make strides to be a leader and not a follower.
Okay.
So this is what brings me back to how SOSA was founded.
Okay.
When God healed me and delivered me and made me free, I just knew. I knew some way, somehow, I had to do something to give back, because God had done so much in my life. And so this is when I kept getting excited, like, I want to do something, I want to do something. And I'll never forget, my mentor said, Rob, you have to focus on getting well and being whole yourself before you can help someone else. Now, what he shared with me, I had no idea. He said, do you have any idea how long it takes for one to come back to somewhat normalcy mentally, physically, and emotionally after drug use? And I was like, 6 months? He was like, no. 1 year? No. It takes 2 years for a person, mentally and physically, for your body and mind to get to somewhat normalcy.
Do you think that's why we have so many relapse?
That's a part of it.
Okay.
And then another part of it is no after plan.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the rehabilitation facilities, I'm not knocking any facility, because anything that can rid you of substance abuse, my hat's off to you.
Okay.
But I believe there is nothing like a permanent healing that comes from our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely. So is this a daily process that you have, it's a daily,
It's a daily process,
okay.
and it's, you have to want it. This is nothing that someone can give you. It's nothing that someone can say, oh, I'm gonna bless you. Only God gives healing.
Right.
Only God gives deliverance.
Right.
And we must realize and understand that He created the heaven and the earth, and from this, He created us, which gives us every reason to know and believe we need His plan in order to master anything in this life.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, I knew who healed me. I knew who delivered me. I knew without a shadow of a doubt who had made me free. So that's why after I became delivered and made free, it was so important for me to reach back and help those that are yet struggling and crawling in dungeons that I once crawled in. Because remember, November the 14th, 1997, God healed me and made me free. And that's why I live today to tell my story. That's why SOSA House exists. That's why we open the doors of SOSA, to let people know there is life after substance abuse.
Absolutely.
And not only there's life after substance abuse, but it looks good.
I love it so. And you know what, I always like to reference this. Drugs, abuse, addiction is not just one community. It's everybody.
It affects all.
It affects
all. Everyone have that Uncle Vern, that Aunt Sally, that drinks, or one that's high at the Thanksgiving dinner table that embarrasses everybody. It's okay. And this is what I want people to know, Sonshine. Don't be embarrassed of that loved one that's have a substance abuse problem.
Right.
Be informative. Let people know, hey, I have one in my family too. This is nothing to be ashamed of. It's high time we knuckle down and begin to pray and to begin to lead and guide and stand in the gap for those that are struggling.
Right.
That's today we're living in. We're living in a day and time where prayer is much needed.
Wow.
Help in the community is much needed when it comes to and then we're dealing with a lot of mental disorders. And then on top of that, they mix it with drugs and alcohol. And now you're about to witness something that we've never experienced before.
It's taking life.
And we see it every day. People walking down the streets have completely lost their minds. And no one stopped to say, hey, we need a new curriculum for this. What do you do when you see a person walking down the street high or crazy, out of their head? People just drive past, just wave. It's a norm. It's the norm now. But it shouldn't be.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be.
You said something at the beginning of the show. You said that the percentage of people that are riding in a car you walking past that's on drugs.
Right.
Is it really that high? I mean,
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, we ride down the street every day. We see people holding up signs. We see people standing on corners doing just crazy things that normally a person in their right mind wouldn't do. We're living in a world where a high percentage of individuals have lost their minds due to drug use and alcohol. It has completely cooked their brains. And it's not just a drug problem. Then from drugs, it goes from drugs to illness, and from illness to diseases, because a lot of them are gone untreated and with no help. Homelessness is one of the largest things going on in the community today. And we ride down the street every day. We see tents, we see campgrounds.
Land on the street.
Yeah, people laying directly on the sidewalks. And we are always saying, well, this shouldn't be, but what are we doing to minimize it?
I know you work with a gentleman, Mr. Hassan.
Yes,
where he recommended that I talk to you.
Man that's doing great work here in the community.
Yes. Good morning, Hassan.
Yes, yes.
I know he is, and he's always going. He never stops.
Yes.
He's doing something because
All right, let's break.
He's always putting the focus right there where it should be, and he allows nothing to take that away. So listen at this, everybody. This is what we're talking about. This is how we come together. How many knew of SOSA? Did you know about it? I didn't. I'm out in the street all the time trying my best to make a difference. Yeah. But you see, there are things I believe this collectively, when we put all of our resources together, there's nothing we can't do. And it's something else you said I think that's absolutely powerful. Let's not be ashamed to help somebody. Right. Even if you got it in your family, don't be ashamed. How can you get help unless you tell somebody?
Absolutely.
Stay close. We're going to talk more with Rob. Mr. Robert Johnson of survivors of substance abuse coming up in just a little bit more to come. I want you to be a part of it. I encourage you to call 850-432-7768 right here, Sonshine on Blab TV.
Yes.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your menwear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Go back to being a kid again. Head on over to Bubba's Sweet Spot. We've got house-made caramels, fudge, pralines, marshmallows, and lots and lots and lots and lots of chocolate. Looking for more traditional candy? We've got you. Our walls are covered head to toe in all the classics, from taffy to gummies and lollipops to gumballs. And don't forget our ice cream. With endless toppings and dipped cones, we've got what you're craving. Let us take you back to a time when every problem could be solved with candy at Bubba's Sweet Spot.
Here with Mr. Robert Johnson of SOSA. But you know, we just got a text message, and it asked whether or not marijuana is a gateway drug. Now, I did not know. You saw, I said, what is that?
Yes.
Okay, a gateway, what is that? Explain that. And is marijuana a gateway?
Gateway meaning something that gets you hyped up to do something even greater than what you're doing. But mainly it is alcohol. Mainly certain people and that's how a lot of people are introduced to harder drugs, because they are under the influence of alcohol. And when they're under the influence of alcohol, they're like, oh, hey, you try this, you know, and then it's just a big mistake that people do when they don't have their own mindset.
So if I do, okay, let's say, I'm just using this as an example. I didn't know what gateway meant. But if a person said they did the alcohol, the marijuana, would that make them want even more?
I think
Can they go to cocaine? Can they go to crack? Can they go to fentanyl?
I think what happens is once a person do one drug for so long, they become immune to it, and then they begin to look elsewhere for maybe harder drug to
get higher and
right,
more high.
that overlaps that. So that's how a lot of people get caught up. And I think the biggest part of using is people don't have a life. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by don't have a life is they don't have hobbies, they don't have agendas, they don't have things that they're passionate about.
Did you have a phone call?
It's almost like my dad always told me, if you get a job and you don't like that job, you get 2 off days. You take those 2 off days and you look for something that you do like. Because if you're unhappy on a job, what's going to end up happening? Either you're going to take it for granted or they're going to take you for granted. So the same thing with drugs and alcohol. Who enjoys getting high? People that don't have anything going on better in their lives.
Do you think that a person chooses that, continues to fall on that because of decisions that they've made in their life, and they see the error that they already made, and I think sometimes maybe they get so confused they don't know how to get out of the situation they're in, so they're gonna turn to something because that covers up for a moment?
Well, it's called self-medicating. Self-medicating to cover up whatever it is that's taking place that you don't want to deal with. But, like I say, if your life is up to par, what I mean by your life up to par, if you have a good job, if you have hobbies, if you're doing things in the community, involved in the community, doing things that bring you joy and others joy, that don't leave you with an idle mind. And most idle minds get into things like this. So
my Lord,
my heart goes out to people that maybe you didn't have the right a good parent, or maybe your parent was already doing drugs, and that Lord knows that happens a lot, where an individual didn't even have an opportunity, they didn't even have a fair shot at life because the mom and dad was already using, and maybe so now they've gotten in the place where they didn't get a good start, but know and understand that there is help available.
Absolutely. We got a phone call. Yes. Somebody want to ask you something. Let's see here now. Good morning. Somebody said Marvin Gaye.
Good morning, Sonshine. How you doing?
I'm fine. I thought I heard Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
No, that was Mr. Robin in the background. Yeah, I just wanted to say I want to just thank Mr. Robert Johnson on how being so transparent in the information that he's provided, because this substance abuse is taking over the community. It's such a epidemic, and everybody needs to know all the resources that's available out there for people to get help. And I just truly want to thank him for just this contribution that he is providing for all these individuals in need.
Absolutely. You know, and I think we touched on that also there, Eric, as far as because what you're doing, you know, I think repetitiveness works.
Yes.
You have to do this over and over to get the message out, to let people know that there's help there, because it is an epidemic. There is a strong, it's taking over the community in every way. It's got all these things there. And I think the fact that you're using yourself to say, hey, look, if he did it for me, he'll do it for you.
Absolutely.
I thank you for that too. And Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you for your call. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You too.
Everybody, this is what we're talking about. It's okay. If you've got problems with someone, it's okay, ladies and gentlemen, to please get help. Get the help that you need. And here's a man that has been, free now for what? Long time.
27 plus years.
27 plus years. And now he has a place that can help somebody else.
Absolutely.
So come on, let's take advantage of that. We got somebody that's on the phone. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Ardelia.
Good morning, Ardelia.
How you?
I got my coffee. I got my water. I don't have my coffee.
Okay. I'm trying to let you know that Rob is one of my dear friends. Okay.
Okay.
And I have seen his passion firsthand on his love for what he's doing. And that is one of the main things you need to do something that is productive.
Amen.
Yes.
And he is true. I mean, a lot of people start up these non-profits and organizations that don't ever get anywhere, but Rob is making great progress in what he's doing. And I just want to let Pensacola know that he is very proactive and passionate about what he's doing. So
thank you so much.
I just want to let you know he is a dear friend of mine, okay?
He's trying to figure out who he's talking to.
I know who she is. Thank you. Thank you, Adelia. Thank you so much. That really means a lot to know that people are receiving.
Thank you, Doc.
Yes.
All right, darling. Have a great day, dear.
Yes.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Everybody, this is what we're talking about. You see, people watch.
Got one more.
We have another call, and this is what I like. Somebody else got a question to talk about some things. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hey, this Sonshine?
Yes, you're on the air, love. Hi.
Hey, I'm doing well. I had the question about marijuana being a gateway drug, and I know that now marijuana has great effects for the medical needs, but I see that now with the legalization of it for medical purposes, it just seems like kids think that it's easy to try a recreational drug. And then I just see so many gateways that happen with marijuana. Like now kids are lacing it with fentanyl, they're lacing it with cocaine, and then those develop other habits that are out of control. So I just think that it's serious for us to see that, there is great medical strides that come from medical marijuana, but there's also, with the recreational use, you see a lot of kids that think that it's easy. If you go downtown, you see your waitress be vaping while they're waiting on you. It has been made so easy. So, when you have that relaxed feeling, you tend to get into other things and get so I do appreciate what Rob is doing for that, but I also recognize and realize that we also have to just say, you guys talk real good about the foundation. That some foundation is that you got to deal with some things in life. You can't medicate it with just a marijuana to get you high and get over it, because the next thing you do is you find yourself in a trap where you need it more. Thank you guys for the show today. This is Marcel Davis. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Marcel, let me ask you a question. Did you say that when people are vaping, that's you got me stammering. So that's drugs in that too.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah, that's not always a tobacco product.
Right.
It's real easy for them to vape marijuana during the day while they're at work, because they buy vape pens, and when they buy those vape pens, you don't know if it's to vape from the tobacco paste or from marijuana.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Because I always wondered, what is this about? Are they trying to quit smoking? When they, okay, green, but thank you, Pastor Davis, for that comment. I mean, because you asked me, now you opened my mind up on something, because I did not know. I thought that was just something, they buy those different flavors, and it's like a cigarette.
They're used for many things. Yes.
Right. And they can buy them, and I mean, like, and I want people to understand, I do believe in the effects of medical marijuana helping, with cancer and different things. I do, but it seems like we can't make this just so easy that you just need to be stimulated with some type of high to live this life.
I agree. Thank you so much, Pastor Davis.
Yes, we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's something that opened up in my mind. I did not realize. I guess I'm thinking, because I always hear people vaping, and you see 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds with that thing.
It's bad.
My question is this: who's buying it for them?
They can walk right up to a convenience store and buy it.
There is no age limit?
Well, there is an age limit, but there's a lot go on, and we won't get into all the scenarios of it, but Sonshine, there's so much goes on in our community that we don't know about, that the public don't even know about. And if you're not on the street, a lot of it has to do with street smart and being on the streets, where some convenience stores you can walk up and buy whatever you need.
And they don't care if you're young or not.
No, I'm not saying that. I don't want to get into that part of it, but I do want to say there are certain stores you can buy kratom and all of these different things.
What's that?
It's a synthetic opioid.
What did you call it?
It's kratom. Kratom. It's a little brown pill that you can buy. A lot of people use it to wean themselves off of opioids, certain drugs, but certain people use it to get high as well.
So it's a double-edged sword.
There you go. But I want to say this, not to get off the conversation from our caller. He mentioned about marijuana. Marijuana is so many things now. Now, did you catch what I just said?
Say it again.
Marijuana is so many different things now, because marijuana on the street, when you purchase marijuana on the street, it could be laced with anything.
Jesus.
It could be laced with fentanyl, it could be laced with crack, it could be laced with coke. The list goes on and on. You don't know what you're getting. You do not know what you're getting. So that's why it's so important that we let people know that drugs today are not the drugs of yesterday.
My. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a very important topic today that needs to be discussed more often because of the fact of how it's taken over in our community. And again, I say thank you to Rob, a.k.a. Robert Johnson,
yes.
right there with this. Look, I like this logo he has. Oh, I did that.
Thank you.
That's cute. I like the wings and all that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, he has come up with this survivors of substance abuse. Please, we're going to talk more about this because you used another word that I got to ask what that was. You see, I'm educated myself today. I'm one to say, if I don't know, I'm easy. I will ask.
Yes.
So that I can be better informed on what I'm talking about. Stay close, and if I want to get you more involved, please call us up at 850-432-7768. Be a part of this important conversation right here on Blab TV, Sonshine's Corner. We'll be right back.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Well, I think it's all about local, and I'm a big believer in local. So I think anytime you can carry a message out locally, it's important. And I think it's anytime the person that delivers the service can also deliver the message, which is unusual. You have the people that actually deliver the project doing the talking, and I think that's a huge difference, and really makes a huge value difference for the consumer. So I'm really just so grateful that we have this local opportunity with Blab TV. My name is Quint Studer, and I am Blab TV.
Hey fellas, my name is Daniel Denny, owner of the Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering from ED and the bedroom has become your worst nightmare, where you no longer have the self-confidence you used to have, it doesn't have to be that way. We can help. You're not alone. We have over a 90+% success ratio with our patients. I'm so confident you'll be pleased with the results that if we can help you, there's no charge for the office visit. I'll personally cover it.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
And welcome back to Sonshine's Corner. We want to thank Mr. Rob Johnson, a.k.a. Rob, right here with SOSA. But you know, Rob, we got some people asking questions. I'd like to get the community involved so that we can find out ways to better our community. Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well.
This is Anita.
Hey, Anita.
Good morning.
Hey. Good morning. I have a question. I will give you a little scenario, and then I'm going to get to the question.
Okay.
I had a young lady that was, I saw in the park, and it was storming and everything, and I was able to get someone to come and get her, and she was placed into a facility.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of weeks ago, I saw her hanging out on the streets. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And I saw her later on that day. I couldn't stop at the time, but then later on I said, I'm going to stop and see what's going on. Okay, so I stopped to see what was going on with her. She was like, I don't have a place to live. And I'm like, how you don't have a place to live, you know, when you were just there? Well, they put me out. I'm like, well, why did they put you out? I'm just trying to talk to her. And she didn't give me any really scenario, but anyway, I went back the next day to try to find her so that I can get her something to eat.
Right.
So when I talked to her that day, I asked her, I said, I need you to be honest with me. I said, I need you to tell me what's going on. And I just straight out asked her, I said, are you on any type of drug? And she said, yes. And I said, well, what is your drug? She said, cocaine. I said, okay. I said, that's the first step. Thank you for being honest with me. I said, but this is what I want to ask you. I said, in order to come off, I said, you have to have a made-up mind that you want to come off of the drugs.
Right.
That you don't want to do this. I said, so your mind has to be made up. I said, I'm going to ask you straight up, and I need you to be honest. Do you want to come off? She said no.
My God.
Yes.
She said
yes.
no.
And that's what's important.
It got me because she's saying stuff. I got put out, and I got this, found out that she OD'd off of cocaine and had to go to the hospital.
You're at 5 minutes.
Of course, she lost the place at that time.
My Lord and glory.
Because she can't be doing that. So how do you help the person?
Great question.
You don't want to let them go, you know what I'm saying, per se, you know, and just leave them out there. How do you help them when they're saying to you, I'm not ready to let this go? But then they're calling you and they ask, can I get this, or can you spare this, or can you buy food stamps for this? And I always say no. I said, we had this conversation. It's no.
Yes.
So how do you help that person?
That's a great question. How do you help an individual that's asking for help? Number one, like you mentioned earlier, do they want the help that you're about to render to them? And at this time, someone has to be the bigger person and realize and understand, is this person reaching out for help, or is this person reaching out to be enabled? And if they're continuing to call for this and for that, and they're not following the protocols of receiving the help that they need, that you're offering, then sometimes you have to back up. Because if a person don't want the help that you're rendering to them, sometimes you can ruin your own life trying to help someone that's not willing to accept the help that's being rendered to them. That's important. That's very important. Because have you ever heard of we've all heard of working in vain. We don't want to do that, and we certainly don't want to enable them. So if they're willing to get the help, to receive the help that you're rendering, by all means help them. But if not, you have to move on to someone that do want the help, because you can hurt yourself. A lot of times you can end up in a bad place trying to help someone that don't want the help that's being rendered to them.
Okay, well, Anita, thank you, love. I tell you, just keep on looking out for her, baby. I don't know what to
3
say.
minutes.
But thank you for watching, okay?
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Everybody, listen, we're trying to find ways, and I think right here with SOSA, with Mr. Robert Johnson, who's our guest today. And you see, Robert, there are a lot of people out there who's asking ways. They know that there's an issue, there's a problem. And with your establishment, now you can house up to 15 men, right?
Yes.
Is your house full right now?
Yes, and well, we're not exactly full right now, but we're close.
Okay.
But I want to also say, even if we're full, we do network with other organizations and other ministries where if we're full, we can work closely with another organization to find placement for them.
Okay, now, as we get to, believe it or not, can you believe this, our hour's up?
I know, right?
But no, if a person wants to get in touch with you, with this problem that
2
we
minutes?
are
Yes.
working to, give me in 30 seconds how they can get in touch with you.
You can go to our website, pensacola.org. I'm sorry, sosapensacola.org. Or you can reach me at area code 850-619-5450. I am open and readily available to help anyone that should need help.
And thank you so much, Robert, for getting up early to come in with us to share
Thank you for
that there
having me.
is help for the community. I thank you.
Thank you.
And I want to say to the caller, Anita, that phoned about the young lady that she was asking to give help and she refused to help. I just keep hearing this in my head. She's not the only one. She's not the only one. But we've got to find a way somehow to get that person to a spot that they can see that they're totally killing themselves by the steps and the choices that they're making.
Absolutely.
And that is a strong
1
part
minute?
that
Yes.
we've got to learn, that we've got to be able to try to help somebody.
Yeah.
I know how I've watched these shows, intervention, where they say, okay, we've got to let them go, go do this, do that. But listen, we've got to come together as a community, because we're going to keep you informed right here on Sunshine's Corner on ways that you can be of help. So keep that in mind. Keep SOSA in mind, that you know someone that needs help. Now, it's got to get out of here, Robert. It's been one of those days.
It's been a
great. Fantastic day.
It's been great. Thank you for allowing SOSA to use this platform to get the word out, to let people know that this is an epidemic that's sweeping through our community.
Yes, it is.
And we need to stop walking past and find a way to be a part of the solution.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're
And
very
everybody,
welcome.
I'll leave you as I do every single day. Never, ever, ever lose your focus. Always remember, keep God first, and whatever you do, you'll be a total success. So until tomorrow, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. Have a great day, my friends. We'll see you then.